this done. Yeah. All right, let's go. We go live.
Hello, welcome to our second cast. I'm Jan, I'm here with Kesh. We're going to be discussing cancel culture today, and we'd like to thank our friends at the 3Ps for loaning us this lovely venue to have a chat at. It's at Robertson Quay, so if you're ever in the area, come down. They make really, really lovely cocktails.
Yeah. Love this place though.
It's nice. I've never actually been here.
It's been a while since a Japanese whiskey as well.
Is it good?
I like it.
I haven't been here in years.
Yeah?
I don't think I've ever sat down here and had a drink or a chat or anything. I've always been at Clark Quay. I've never come
you
here.
and the party girls, weren't you?
The alien.
Yeah. I was a bit more. I'm a bit older, so
go book key.
I hang out in this place as well.
Right.
Anywho,
Yes.
what are you on about today, Jen?
We are talking about how people are being cancelled a lot all over the world. And
It's a great conversation.
It's come here as well. We've seen a few of our local celebrities get cancelled, and I don't know.
But I to be completely honest with you, I really don't know who the local celebrities are that got cancelled.
Well, there's a few. There's like a blogger. There's a DJ, and they've gotten in trouble for the first one, she got in trouble for things that she said 10 years ago. Publicly on Twitter, and then the gentleman, he got in trouble for being a little bit naughty.
In what sense?
With some younger people.
That's not cool though.
Yeah,
that's not cool.
yeah. So I mean, it's
Is
hard.
that a DJ on radio or a DJ?
Yeah.
Really, a DJ on
Yeah.
radio?
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
People change, especially with things that they say. She was 10 years younger, right?
Yeah.
And she was.
Isn't it one of the things that happened to what's his face called Kevin Hart?
Is that what happened to him?
Yeah, when he was supposed to be the host of the Oscars, the first black host of the Oscars, and someone pulled up something from 10 years ago, which he tweeted out.
It was a tweet too,
yeah,
wasn't it?
about anti-transgender. I to be honest, I can't remember what exact tweet it was.
I think it.
But yeah.
Yeah, I think the severity of the issue matters. Okay, so we can't just be willy-nilly, and it's something so small and it's such a big deal. But then that said, something that's small to us might really matter to someone else. So that's hence the debate that to us it's big deal, but then it really does matter to some other people. So you're kind of I kind of understand as well. But to be so full on and say that this person has absolutely nothing else to contribute, I think that's a little bit harsh.
But I think there are repercussions, example, to your actions, right? We always got to be some kind of. I mean, you can't just do stuff and things it's gonna be okay. No,
Yeah. So we're talking responsibly. Yeah.
I ask you nothing, Jen. You're a performer. Can you imagine if you were on stage in front of say 300 people and you just blurted something out?
But that's me. But that's what I mean. I have horrible foot and mouth. I say stupid stuff all the time, and I have to apologize all the time, even my friends, my family and stuff. So I'm actually a really terrible person to say things in public as well, So it's I think it comes with the job, yeah?
Yeah.
So once you get to a certain level, you got to start watching everything you say, you got to, all that stuff.
But
It can't, yeah. But I mean, if you know me, so sometimes I just,
yeah, but as a friend, I have no qualms because our humor is a lot different than say someone doesn't know you.
yeah.
Like if you spit some bars that I think I would laugh anyway because our humor is different.
Yeah.
And also I would know that that's not what you intentionally meant, but that was a joke that you're making at the point. I had this one thing, like when I was much younger, I had a friend called C, and we had humor that's so offensive, and his wife will always say one thing: "You're so lucky you guys are funny. You guys would be on the floor dead." Yeah, no, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true, but
Or in jail.
Yeah, and that part of it is that I always think about is the fact that yeah, we were funny, but we also had our certain circle that understood what we were talking about. It was not something that we always get like say, yeah, someone else might feel something different about what I said about out of context completely.
Yeah,
and that's my point being. I'm not a performer. I'm not an artist. I've been on stage a few times, but but that was for work, right? It's not so much about me free willy and doing what I want to do. And that's the thing that I find are we that hard on people? Like, are we like, because you said something, maybe you had too much whiskey and you made a joke or something?
Well,
I've done it a few times, to be honest, but.
Okay, well then we're talking about lines, yeah? We're talking about how far we can push like an edgy comment or an edgy conversation, right? Yeah. So it's like
it's not even a conversation, to be honest. It could be an absolute one-liner or a banter.
I know. But but if you're in the public space, right? And people are listening to you, then I suppose you do have to be careful.
If you're an artist,
well, yeah, I do.
Obviously, the first box you got to tick is that you're going to be regardless.
Well, we see. Okay, here's the thing. I went through a phase of being so angry at the world.
Yeah.
I went through a phase of being so upset about like what we're doing to the planet and what we're doing to each other and that sort of stuff. And I went through this real it was sadness that turned into anger. Yeah, and that's pretty much what anger is. You're upset, you feel powerless, and then you're angry, right? So when I was that angry, I said a lot of things that I half meant. Like I was furious at I don't know, like consumerism and all sorts of stuff, right? And then I try to limit my own consumption and pay attention to the things that I'm doing. But during that angry stage, I put up a lot of stuff. I was swearing, I was, all that. And then, so now I'm like thinking, well, I'm a bit worried, in the future, if anything, like, when my music comes out and stuff like that, then I'm like, okay, well, am I going to have to explain that sort of stuff, which makes perfect sense, like I probably should. But then along the way, I saw an interview or something with Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
And okay, and here's the thing. So somebody pulled her up on some lyrics in one of her songs, yeah? And she was like, no, we're changing it. Like straight up. She didn't even hesitate. And and then when someone asked her to explain it, she said, well, it offended someone, yeah? I don't want to offend anyone.
Yep.
And she goes, I don't know. I didn't know that this hurt someone, and I don't want to. And I didn't know that this offended someone, and I don't want to. So we'll just change it. And it was just like, oh, what's the big deal? Change it. And I really like that attitude. So, I do understand, like, and then like these other bloggers that we're talking about, sometimes they're controversial, not on purpose, but you know how they hold, like, they're very, very strong in their opinions.
Yeah.
And that will always cause conflict. That will always cause someone else to.
But isn't that their business, though, Jen?
It is.
Get attention,
It is.
So I mean, it comes with, it's a dual prong thing. I always say, right? Like, like even what we do, for example, right?
Yeah.
Like even though we don't intentionally go out to go, I'm sure someone will be offended by something.
Well, I'm trying.
That's how you're a
I've
lawyer
gone
over
through
here.
my
I mean,
I've gone through my anger curve, and now
Yeah.
I'm at the okay. Let's come from a
But
gentle place.
also, but yeah, but Jen, the thing is that I always feel, like we get too worked up over nothing.
Yeah,
We really do, don't we?
but okay, but what's nothing to you might not be nothing to me.
Fair
Right?
play, yeah.
I think that is the point of everything that
That's
the
true.
last couple of years that
But
we've
also,
been
I
going
think
through.
I think that PC culture has come a little bit too much as well. That's what I think has elevated this whole. Like, trust me, 10 years ago, this would not be an issue at all, would it?
Well, yeah, but that's the thing. 10 years ago, people didn't speak up. People just kind of went, okay, and then they just accepted it, right? And some people felt really bad about it for a long time, like having to do you know what I mean? And then
Yeah, but back in the days, like if we felt something about it, we got something done about it.
yeah,
It's a bit different today, where you can sit behind a keyboard or you can sit behind a monitor, and you can just spew hate towards a person.
yes, no, because that's different now. Now we're talking. Well, it's not different, but okay, go on.
No, it comes into the same context, right?
Yeah.
And that's how you normally get cancelled, right? Because your sponsors will pull out, your shows get cancelled.
Yes.
It comes because you got some random from somewhere is going to give you that, and it's going to start spewing hate, and he's going to get a bunch of trolls going to come right after that. And isn't that what I think the essence of? You know that this is famous story about Aziz Ansari.
Who?
The comedian Aziz Ansari. Apparently, he had a date with this girl, and he went absolutely batshit down south.
Right.
And she turned around and going like, yeah, he tried to blah blah, but he didn't do shit.
How do you know?
Well, it was.
It's for the courts. It's not for us to decide.
It's already been validated, really.
Okay.
He's been declared innocent. It's
Okay.
really out there.
Okay.
All right. And just because you had a bad date with someone doesn't mean that. And he got cancelled because of that from a lot of shows. And these are things that I feel like that cancel culture thing is not so much about that people are capitalized on that, and I feel very sad about that one element of it. And the other part of it is the fact that if like people like you and I, we're content creators, man. Someone's going to be upset about what we do or what we say or the way I dress or the way your hair is tied, and so what? And that's my part of it. We got too much as a culture becoming so PC, but everything.
I
I
gently disagree.
No, Jen. How long did it take for us today to come up with a topic to speak about? That alone explains quite a bit about what we're worried about to put in front of a camera.
Yes, because it's important.
We have Ganesh over here, who's our lawyer. Is going to be making sure that
Okay. So people can just say whatever they want, yeah? So what if I walk into that shop right now and there's a gentleman behind the counter who doesn't like Asian people? And then he starts saying things and he doesn't want to serve me or whatever. So what? People can say whatever they want now? Do you know what I mean?
No.
I mean,
There's a line being no, Jen, that's not what I was saying.
So when you say
a line
you
being
have to be
rude.
PC,
There's a line being rude and being a human being.
well,
PC is I think in today's culture called a woke culture, where you have to react to everything because you can.
I think I think there's too much focus on the label itself rather than what the movement actually means.
I agree.
There's we keep focusing on all these people like this entire group is like. I remember we had that conversation about the SJWs when you're talking about people spewing hate and stuff like that. Yes, there is that
That's the quorum. This is being human
so-called
being.
Safety behind the thing,
Yeah.
but people are being prosecuted for that as well.
Exactly, I know.
And that's completely fair as well.
Yeah.
For things that are serious enough that we have collectively decided are serious enough, right? But when you say PC, it's kind of like, okay, well, if we went into the office and like something happened and or like somebody made a mistake or something, right? And then you kind of have to be like more PC and you have to be more like tactful Okay, so it's about getting
that's
your point
different.
across, but being tactful. Do you know what I'm saying? So then there's the anger
Yeah,
part. There's
but
the
remember we did this. We had this conversation yesterday. I mean, it's not tactful. You know me in the office. I'm different.
Yeah.
I will just go off, but
Yeah.
it's not gonna. I'm gonna think about it tomorrow, right? The other part of it, I'm saying, is being a proper decent person. Like
Yeah.
say your thank yous, hold your doors, pull out chairs.
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
don't
it's
you
not
think
it's
don't
not
you
that
think don't you think
complicated.
that asking people to
That's
be
not PC
no,
culture.
it is, because don't you
That is
think
a PC
don't
culture?
you think that asking people to be more tactful in order not to hurt someone else's
Jen,
feelings, in order not to hurt someone else's feelings, and to adjust how society sees a certain group of people, don't you think that's a good thing? Because there are
Definitely.
marginalized
No,
people
I agree.
who have been copying
I agree.
things for a long time.
Yeah, it's my people.
Yeah.
So I know that.
So
but my
but
point.
how is that PC? Like, I
No,
mean,
PC is not. PC applies to cancel culture. That the fact that someone said something about something as a joke, as a means of something, as like.
Chris Lilly.
No, what's the other comedian
Chris
called?
Lilly, Summer Heights High.
The guy who joked off on himself. What's the senator called?
No. Chris Lilly is a perfect example.
No, Franklin, senator from Delaware, and he just made a joke. He just took a picture and he did this. Means excusing boobs, and he ran out of the Senate. Like I can't remember, but
Okay, so
yeah, but I can
that's
tell
kind
you
of
so many. I can tell you so many stories about guys who were canceled for no reason because I no, but you would say it's true though. Like what you say?
He did what?
I do this to kids all the time, and that means like boo. Like I don't want to say hello because kids don't normally do hello. So like you do like because then their fingers can. I'm sorry, you know I do that anyway.
Right.
I do it this way because it's because kids don't normally do this. But I mean they do, but I don't. So like they get their fingers to bones to work anyway. Anyway, regardless, this is a separate conversation for something else. But no, the point is, what I'm trying to get is, what's the guy, the little freckle-faced comedian, Senator Franklin? All these guys, they all got cancelled because there's so much of this.
I see where you're coming from now.
Yeah.
A little bit, because now I'm looking at Chris Lilly. Do you know Chris Lilly?
Yeah, of course.
So like Summer Heights High, Angry Boys, and I think his show got pulled off Netflix because of stereotypical representation, right?
Yeah.
And then my friends and I were talking about this, and there are some stereotypical depictions that have incredibly violent historical roots.
Definitely.
Yeah?
Definitely.
So that's something that we all need to be very aware of. However, in his show, every caricature that he does cops it. Whether it's a subculture, or if it's a race, or if it's a subculture within the race. So he doesn't single anyone out.
Yeah.
You know, it's quite carte blanche with what he does.
Exactly.
So I'm unsure. I'm really unsure.
I don't know, because if you're going to
know,
go along those lines, then I can also personally say Dave Chappelle probably crossed those lines when he did Chappelle's show.
a lot of comedians do,
Yeah. And I don't think comedians should be held to the same pedestal as I think, say, a pure racist person would be.
It's you see, but that's the thing. Like, I've heard some really horrifically disgusting
It
jokes.
happens.
Okay,
That happens,
like to the point you go, oh my god, like you can't believe this person's actually just said this. It's like, and then you just walk away, you know. But that's what I mean. That is, where's that line, you know? If a comedian got up on stage and said this, some of the things I've heard, I like that person probably wouldn't just be cancelled. He'll probably get like
Thrown in jail.
beat up outside as soon as he walked
Yeah,
out. You know, like I've had some shocking stuff.
Yeah.
You know, to my face, and of course for me, I was just too in shock
Passive,
to
yeah.
respond, and then, you know, you stew on it for 2 weeks, and then one day in the shower you go, I should have said that. You know. I don't know.
I get you, man. No, there are limits. I mean, like one thing I felt that we lost a lot in this world, just us being nice to each other, man.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, we always talk about like
Yeah,
you
what's
know,
wrong with just being a decent
Yeah,
freaking person?
and being an artist or you got a performance or you got a show you got to go and do. But the thing is that why not just say hello, thank you, and hold doors, pull up chairs, whatever. I keep
Okay,
repeating
yeah,
all the time.
yeah, yeah,
It's as
yeah.
simple as we
Yeah,
learn growing
yeah,
up,
yeah.
right? Why do you have to be so overly zealous about things that obviously none of us give a shit about? Just be polite, be nice. And that's the one thing I find so hard to get. You know, I feel that it's just changed. I don't think it's just changed, but I've met a lot of people who are absolutely nasty.
Yeah.
It's so weird though. Like, why would you even?
I
You know
if
what?
if we go the holistic,
No holistic
no,
lah.
if you go the
What I'm
holistic
saying is-
thing and you look at it, right, then they say everything you feel about someone else is something that you feel about yourself. So
Exactly, right?
that's the that's the
Yeah.
like the Zen
Right.
kind of stuff, yeah. So when people are so angry about an
Yeah.
issue, there's like an element of something in their personal life
Yeah.
that is kind of like the issue is kind of piggybacking on that. Do you know? And then so
No, I've learned.
but that's the so-called holistic Zen kind of approach.
No, I've learned
right?
one thing
So,
that. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, no. And I found like the people that I have met that have these extreme views, meanness. Okay, let's just put it down to it's just mean.
Yeah.
Okay, forget about
Yeah.
like the violent stuff or whatever. It's just being mean, right? And if we look at all that, these people they're kind of miserable. I haven't met a happy
guess.
person who is mean.
That's true. I have to,
You know what I mean?
have to agree with
So
you.
it's like they do have their own unhappiness and they're putting it on someone else.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe
Just channeling out all
yeah,
that.
yeah. So I maybe we should be out mean and like don't be mean. Why are you angry? I've done that online. I've done that online
You
when
did?
I've had I've had arguments with oh my goodness. I've had arguments with so I've stopped, but I did go through like a year of like I'm gonna argue with everyone, and then I kind of like went this is too stressful, and it's starting to bug me, and then I went away and I went, okay, let's just try and find this calm space, and now that I've kind of come out of that anger place, you kind of realize like there's not much point with arguing that way because nobody's gonna back down.
Oh, 100%.
Right?
Yeah, you're gonna escalate something.
And then I became mean as well. Because you're having this,
You're feeding into someone. You're feeding into
you're
someone
having this
else's,
argument with this person, and they're being they've said something really horrific, and then I've gone, well, and like I've gone off at people, and I feel a bit, I do feel a bit bad, But
I don't know, but I think like I'm not talking. Maybe we are a bit older. I don't know, but
I think maybe that's it as well. Like I've hit a certain age, and I've got.
Jen, my mom always told me this one lesson. I think it was more about like don't say things to girl you wouldn't say to me. So that kind of how I think most of us were raised.
Well, they didn't say those exact words
But
to
that's what
me,
it
but I really, really like that.
Yeah.
I really like that. But yeah, like if you were rude, you get a bit of a smack, or like I remember swearing on the phone. I think I was like 9 years old, and I said something like, not the F-bomb, but like something, but for a child. And I was on the phone, my dad's walking past, and I said it, and he's just gone whack. I've gone, whoa, smack the freaking phone out of my hand. I was like, wow, I will cry.
You felt it again today.
Yeah.
You just felt it.
Yeah, he just smacked me again. And then I was like, oh, okay. But it's that kind of stuff. I don't know, but that we need to talk about that as well.
I think
because
we
we
have to.
disagree on that. About smacking kids. Remember, we had. We need.
Yeah.
We will. That's another. That's for later on. But yeah.
Yeah.
Because we completely disagree on this point.
100%.
Yeah.
We do. We are hand friendly in this family, so we like. This is normal. Like we. I don't know. We're
digressing.
We'll get there when we get there.
Yeah.
No, but the other part of it, like I said, I don't understand why it's like. I don't know. Maybe because you know what the other part of a cancel culture is, Jen. Maybe you're rich and you're famous. You can get away with anything.
But you can't.
Yeah, but now it happens.
Oh, do you know there is? Okay, here's the other side. There is almost like a bit of glee.
Exactly.
In
right?
how people like watching someone so-called fall. Yeah. There's almost this
personal fucking satisfaction. Exactly.
But I haven't seen like really decent people get cancelled. Do you know what I'm saying?
But then again, we wouldn't know. But then again, we wouldn't know, would we? Because the other point of it, no, we wouldn't know though. Because like, I can say, I'm a big fan of Bill Maher.
Yeah.
For example, he got cancelled from Politically Incorrect because he said a statement because it takes too much courage to run a plane into the 9/11 towers, and he got cancelled by ABC. But that was not the context.
Oh no, but there were. Is he a comedian?
No, he had his show. It's Politically Incorrect.
Because
Bill Maher is a comedian.
There's been a lot of jokes about 9/11.
But he never actually, the actual context of what he said was different to, if he just rewinded 20 seconds of what the other guest said before what he said, then I don't think but it was at that point in time, right? So I don't know. He got cancelled on the show. Aziz Ansari, I can name. The other guy was the guy that jerked off on himself. The comedian, the freckle face guy. Oh, my ex used to love this guy.
What did he do?
Apparently on the phone he was jerking off, and he jerks off on it. Like true story. Like really, I can't remember his name though. What's his name?
But I don't understand why that. How is that?
But because
did he do it on camera? Like
no, it was on the phone.
No.
But
how did people know? Like,
because he was saying it to the woman, I'm just jerking off.
So she reported him.
Yeah, but I'm sure there was a bit more into this. But this is what I remember. And then he's like, "What did he do, man?" He just jerked off and said, "I'm jerking off, right?" And it was on the phone. It's not like there's someone there with him. And then he said there's there's cases that came in after that as well, right? I'm not gonna. What's his name? Hey, Ganesh, Google for me the comedian. What's his name? The one got cancelled. The freckle face guy.
Comedian.
Yeah.
Apparently he was doing something naughty while he was on the phone to a girl.
Yeah, he jerked off on his own self. So apparently that was something that was the cancel culture thing.
But I don't know anything about this story, but it feels kind of unfair because it's like a.
I don't think it's
unfair. Is it a
unfair.
private conversation?
100%.
So this person set him up.
But why would you say to someone, "I'm jerking off while I'm talking to you"? It's even that element.
Because
to it.
okay, you don't know what kind of relationship they have. What if they were like?
Jen, that was if someone's working with him.
Oh, okay, that's harassment.
Yeah, can you imagine if I called you up and said, "Jen, I'm just jerking off."
That's
But why would I even say that? Like, why would he even do something so stupid?
So you're saying he's innocent?
No, I'm saying that there's an element to it. But I think, you know what? Everyone's like, why the would you think like this in the first place? Like, why would you even put it out, verbalize it for that matter?
He's probably drunk.
I wouldn't know, right? He could be drunk, high on something. I wouldn't know, right? But why? Why would you? And the other part also I can say, I mean, there are proper guys who should be in prison, for example, like Harvey Weinstein, your Bill Cosby's, these guys deserve to be in prison. Honestly, they do. Donald Trump and all these guys, they have to. But they did it intentionally out of like and the malice of their heart. They intended what they're trying to build. But a guy like, what's his name? Ganesh, give me his name. But yeah. You know, why would you? Like, can you be decent like the rest of the world?
So you're saying that he kind of deserves to get cancelled then?
That guy?
Yeah.
I don't think it's fair enough by the Senator Al Franklin, for example. I don't think he deserves to be cancelled. I mean, I don't think he deserves to be taken out of.
Okay.
Louis C.K.
Okay, when it comes to
Louis C.K. Thank you.
When it comes to like women's things, right? I think
But isn't that
Okay,
what
hang on.
99% got cancelled
okay,
for?
hang on. Yes. But when it comes to women's things, right? The reason I think it's so full on is because collectively we have all gone enough. We've all kind of gone, yeah, you know, we've popped this.
We're digressing.
I know this is another topic as well, but it still feeds into this cancel culture thing. Yeah, the reason the reaction is so strong is because it's been building up for so long. Yeah. So, and it's like a, you know, if you've copped it enough, sometimes you explode. Yeah, and I think we're at that point where, you know, for me, when I talk about these, well, we're digressing, but for me, when I talk about these things, it's to stop it happening to someone else. You know,
100%,
it's to protect the little ones, really. You know, because it's not going to happen to me again now that I'm clued on, and you know what I mean. It's happened enough that I've grown. Number one, I've grown a crust. Right. Number two, I'm a little bit stronger now. Yeah. So if it happens again, I've got the experience and the backbone to go, oh, hang on. Yeah. The younger ones, I don't want them to have to go through it to get the strength to do it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you.
So, like, yeah. So I understand the reaction when it.
No,
like,
but the
I
younger,
understand the people going, nah, this is not cool. You know, you need to stop. And unfortunately, maybe some of them are, like, I don't know, innocent or whatever it is. But collectively, we've all just gone, no, you just need, things need to adjust.
Yeah, but Jen, it's about time. What you mentioned earlier should be raised. I think we are about 50 years too late for that. Let's put it that way.
Never too late.
Yeah, we're 50 years too late. Put it this way. You know, at that point to even that's one thing I 100% agree with you on. But the other part is saying, being an artist, being a celebrity, or being like someone like you, a performer, in front of many millions of people, you perform.
Not 4 people.
But you've been in front of people though, yeah. Like for example, if you just bleep up one time, that is it. You're gone. And that thing is what I think is very unfair to someone. And the number 2 part is the fact that you guys also got to, I know we got a SAW content coming out after this. But it all leads into that though, no? It's like what is right and what is wrong? If you're a performer, you're an artist, you're in front of thousands of people are paying you.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I'm not gonna write a song that's like about being mean to someone or like.
Yeah, no, Common. You know the artist Common.
Actually,
he wrote a song. He wrote a poem or a song about someone who was in prison for allegedly a cop killer, allegedly, yeah, and she's in jail. He wrote a song about her, all right, and he performed it in the White House, and he got that much of backlash because of it. But honestly, but somehow, you know what? Who's the other one? The Beatles wrote a song about a cop killer too, but they were invited with open arms. You get where I'm coming from? You know, and that's the analogy I'm trying to get at. Like, what actually is wrong? You know, I'll give you another analogy. I say, there's a kid who was 15 years old, yeah, a black kid. It's not racism or anything, yeah, right? Who somehow they love watching WWE, the WWF, the wrestling thing. So they were practicing moves with his neighbor's kid.
yeah.
Somehow, the white kid broke his neck. This guy goes to prison for murder. He went in for life.
How old is he?
15.
Yeah, that's not.
And so my point is that you probably canceled his whole life out, didn't you?
That's not cancel culture.
No, but
that's not cancel culture. That is like systemic discrimination when it comes to heavier sentences, right? When it comes to that sort of stuff, statistically.
Like I said, we're digressing again.
Yeah.
But I'm just putting into context to what we're trying to talk about. Yeah, like that part of it somehow is different. But somehow another girl who was 6 years old who did the same thing to another girl and somehow she died, and she got like, alright, you okay?
Okay, but
cancel culture is not just about not being on TV anymore. Cancel culture is you like literally losing your life. your livelihood, everything.
Well, when
It's
it
not
comes
just
to
per se
people,
TV.
Okay, when it comes to people like Harvey Weinstein and,
They
those
deserve
people,
to be. They deserve
I'm
to be in
like,
jail.
I'm sorry, but
I'm with you.
Yeah, man.
I'm 100% with you, man.
It's just
They should be in jail, and I wish it happened about 30 years ago.
yeah.
No, I'm
And
with you,
and the
Jen.
thing is, people
Nah.
have been too afraid to speak up as well.
Yeah, but this,
Like, I
but
know
Harvey
it's
Weinstein,
happened to me so
Louis
much in
C.K.,
industry. You have,
all these guys that we talk about today, right? I still have a bit of a thing with Louis C.K., but like Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, these guys deserve to be in jail, but they were allowed to get away what they do because they are rich and famous.
Yeah.
They have money.
yeah.
It's different, yeah? Like if you were like a single Tanakau sitting here, you'll be serving time, man, like proper time for what you did. And they somehow got away with it because they're good lawyers or good whatever. They have money. And that's the other thing as well. I'm not saying that what we should do is right or wrong. What I'm saying is the fact that it's how we approach these subjects and another thing altogether. Because I think there is a fine disparity between both.
Well, okay, we go back to Chris Lilly, yeah?
Yes.
To his audience. And the thing is, when I laugh, I don't know about other people, yeah? When I laugh at something that's like stereotypical or whatever, or like okay, he does this accent and then he plays like a different race.
But then
yeah?
a lot of
No,
comedians do it.
Yeah, he puts on an accent and then he does a different race, right? And I laugh, right? But I laugh at all of it, yeah? But when I laugh, it's not coming from you idiot. It's more like, oh my God, that's cute. It's kind of like, but that's me, yeah? I look at it and I go, oh, that's adorable and it's funny and it's kind of cute. But then whoever that person is, it could hurt them. But then I have seen stereotypical representation of like Asian people that's funny, and I've laughed as well.
Yeah.
So it's hard.
But that digs it a bit deeper than that, right? So I think that reason why you can appreciate the humor is because, correct me if I'm wrong, you've traveled, you've been exposed to so many different cultures in your life, and you find that, like, you know what, we all laugh at each other. We all do. Because you've done all that. So when you sit down here and say, I don't feel personally attacked by that joke.
No.
Yeah, and because you've been around the world, you've done this, you know exactly what we all say about each other anyways.
Yeah.
But my point is that there's just that group of people who have probably done nothing like what we have done in our lives, but somehow feel offended because you're sitting in your couch and watching CNN the whole day, whatever.
Yeah, but you see, that's
and these are the guys who got the rest of the guys cancelled because that's your viewership. That's your money, though. The guys who travel don't really watch TV. I never watched TV for the longest time in my life. I don't think you do either.
No.
Yeah.
No, I didn't watch
So
TV
they're not
for
our
like,
market.
for like years.
Yeah. I'll go to a show, I'll watch a play, I'll go to a stand-up, and you can make fun of me all you want, man, and I will laugh with you because I've gone through all this before, yeah? But the other part of it is the fact that, if these guys, the guys that get offended, the guys who probably have not been...
but what gives me the right to tell someone, okay, or
how they feel.
Like just because
I
can take it,
right.
just because I can look at a
You're
stereotypical
right.
representation,
No, I'm not
right,
saying,
and I can laugh,
Yeah,
but someone else
Yeah.
might not, right?
I
don't,
get
so maybe it's about majority.
Yeah,
right?
it's where the money is at.
No, as in, if there's enough of us that feel this is funny, but if there's enough of us that feel that actually this isn't that funny.
And what's the enough part?
I don't know.
Who is the enough?
So then we're
if you're
talking
an
about
artist,
noise. We're talking about how
but
loud
if you're an
it-
artist, you perform to a certain audience that follows you. You're not gonna say, I'm not gonna walk in here. You're not Michael Jackson. You're gonna get like 5 million people who's gonna listen to your song and go like, Black and White's a bad song.
Yeah, well,
but listen, and the pedophilia thing. I'm not gonna go into all this kind of stuff. I'm just giving you an example.
Yeah.
Right, like your Prince or whatever. Like you're not gonna go in, or Queen, for the matter. You're not gonna go in there and say, you know what, my song Bohemian Rhapsody is not gonna appeal to the other 500 million people in the world. That's not what his intention. That was his intention, right? It's a mass commercial product that I'm gonna sell and I'm gonna do it. But if you're a comedian, you know exactly what your market is, and of course you keep writing your content based on that, and that's okay. You're a performer, you sing exactly like when you sing, then you told this guy, I sing Nora Jonesy, reggae, blah blah blah. You are so defined in exactly what you're and you know who your audience are gonna be.
Yeah.
It's not going to be in. I want to say something else, but I won't. But it's not. So that's my point being. And you're going to be offended by someone you don't even listen to, and then like say something about someone you don't even know.
Okay, well, see, I like I said, I've come through that anger stage now, so that I can be a little bit more
Detached.
distant. Yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit more detached, a little
Yeah.
more distance, a little bit more objective, and kind of go, well, you know what? You can say that, but it doesn't really apply to me. So you're just like a really mean, spiteful person. I'm
Exactly,
never never
right?
gonna see it or talk to you again. So these issues kind of feed into each other, yeah. And so at that level, being such a child and copying stuff like that from people, she didn't have the resources, you know, to be able to I guess process. She didn't have the tools. She didn't have the resources, the experience,
All the maturity.
all the maturity to articulate or to process it. So then it comes out, and I mean, freaking, you know, when your kids so then she did the horrible thing, right? And it really affected me.
Yeah.
Because, you know, she was one of our little cast members, you know,
Yeah.
and it ripped me out because it took me back to when I was in school and I was copying stuff, right? And then, like, but for us, we had escape. Like the kids are so connected now that they can't. They'll get anonymous freaking messages from people and stuff like that, you know. But that said, because of these cases now, that the laws are changing. So
it's not changing fast or quick enough.
Yeah. Some places the laws are changing, and some people are actually being pulled up and being, you know, called up on it. Even the younger kids. So cyberbullying is you are no longer it's not you're not allowed to just say and do whatever you want in the digital space anymore.
You can.
Well,
you can.
If you, but that's what I mean. If you cause someone,
this is the thing I was just mentioning earlier, though, Jen.
No, it's like, turning into criminality. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it is turning, but it's not monitored by someone you can just listen. You can have 7 computers wherever you are in the world, and still project hate on someone you never know in your life. You know, just put one thing out. If you're a wellness celebrity, say good morning, everyone. What's the you? I hate you. Blah 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 blah. He goes on. Why?
Because they they hate themselves. They hate their own lives.
And how far do we get with the criminality does? I know there are laws against it, but how is it enforced though? But what?
No, only when something happens.
Yeah, if someone dies.
Yes.
Yeah, but even then, how?
They trace the IP.
So what?
Right?
So bullying.
No, seriously, yeah. They trace.
Jen, it's not even in that level that I think it should be yet. Why don't we? Because you're talking about after the effects of someone dying.
Yes.
Why can't we not do it before?
Because how do you prosecute a crime when a crime hasn't happened?
So what? Being harassing someone or racially abusing someone is not a crime.
That's where cancel culture comes in, where you are trying to adjust that culture before the repercussions happen.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you.
So you try to
what are you worried about?
this part
It's not a crime. It's an absolute crime if you absolutely go and say, you know what, I hate you. You know, I don't know who you are. Well, then what make you upset? I said, I know who you are. Will you not think about it?
Well, like, I would go, okay, now that I would go, well, I hate you too.
Yeah, now, but you're not you're not saying Michael Jackson or say it's not Queen or the Prince or whatever, the biggest guys.
But it would sting. It would sting.
If you've been doing it your whole life and everything you see
if I start receiving anonymous messages of like, I freaking hate you and this and that, it's gonna hurt. It doesn't matter who it comes from. I'm gonna be like, well, where this comes from, right?
And will you not think in your life that, you know what, hey, well, wouldn't you though have a bike like that?
Probably not.
Yeah, you know, no, it is that element of I think us being, how do you put it though, Jen? Like if I ask, like, being out there. You know, of course, someone's going to go and say, like, of course, you're blah, 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 I don't know. And that element of it happens, right? Like that, like it probably happened with this video as well, to be honest.
I hope not.
Nah, but we all know it. But we grow such a thick skin around it, like we don't really care anymore.
I kind of care.
We got guys who take care of that for us. But I think today, I think it's just part of what we do. You know, I don't think it's anything more than I believe that I expect to put things up on, say, a platform that we're doing, and I expect to be loved by everyone.
No.
Yeah.
No. They
So-
say isn't there a saying like if you're not being hated, you're doing it wrong or something? Like if you don't get any haters, you're doing
that's
it
it.
wrong
Yeah,
or
that's
something
it.
like that.
Yeah.
But yes, there's jealousy and then there's tall poppy stuff, and that's pretty normal. But I have gotten random stuff before, and I think that's because of my work in conservation.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I have gotten.
You gotta tell me
know,
more about that one though.
We will talk about that at
Yeah,
some
we
point.
have to,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, because I did that
'Cause
for
that
a
was
few years.
proper.
Yeah. So I did get some nasty,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like anonymous messages.
I did too. I got a few of those
and
as
some
well,
of
yeah.
them were like really personal, and you know. But I think at the time, like I was.
Was
like,
it you who told me, Jen, that no, it wasn't just you. They started sending messages to your friends and your families and.
No, not me. Who?
Oh, someone told me this thing though.
Well, that's pretty full on.
Yeah.
Like that's next level. That's next level stuff.
Wasn't you? Someone else.
No, I was I was working in conservation and doing a lot, like over a few years. And then, you know, I've gotten like stuff that's like about me personally, like insulting, like just insulting your person, yeah. And then I've also gotten like threats, you know, and I did take the threats a little bit more seriously.
Obviously, yeah.
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 But, you know, I'm not a child.
Mm.
You know, I didn't realize that with my work I would, which was a bit silly to be honest, because I didn't think that I would receive any animosity, but that was quite naive of me to think that way. So when I did receive like, you know, some sort of like threatening stuff, then I went, okay, well, hang on, you know, and I've got to like go, okay, I didn't realize that there is an element of danger with this work as well, because it does frighten you to a degree, because you go, well, what motivates this person and how serious are they? You know, and you start looking over your shoulder, you know, you start going, well, okay, well, and for me it was like, I'm doing the right thing, right? I've adjusted my own life. I'm working in this field,
space,
this space to try and like do something that I think is positive. But that said, on the other side, they don't think what I'm doing is positive. They think that, you know, they think I'm completely wrong.
Some kind of resistance to what you're doing. Yeah.
So you know, that's also fair, because they're looking.
They're
at,
entitled to their opinions.
Yeah, they're looking at something else, because they're looking
yeah.
at livelihood. You know, and I completely understand as well. But we will have that conversation properly. But you know, when we were talking about having something preventative for people, young people that do not have the faculties that we have, the experience that we have, the crust we've grown, I think it's important.
I just throwing it out here though. Is it more the support system that we had though? Like I got shunned over everything that I tried to build, because they'll say, you know what, hey man, you're not good enough. What makes you think you can be the guy who do this, and blah blah blah. And it's a pursuit, because my personality is very different. I don't give two hoots, right? But when you go back home and you read all the smash that comes to you, you go like, you know, what makes you think you're going to be the owner of say startups in Indonesia? What makes you think you're going to be that guy? Blah 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 blah. You get all the shit that comes into your head, yeah. And you know, it hurts you, because what you're trying to do is a lot different than what people thought I was trying to do, and people I don't even know, right? So in that element,
Yeah, well, that's the tall poppy stuff as well, yeah.
exactly, right? Exactly. And so like people I don't even know randomly message me stuff like, hey, man, like, oh man, I want to find you, blah, 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 blah. I was like, all right, cool, man. I'll see you when I see you, man. But knock on wood, nothing physically happened anyway. But at the same time, I told you, I went out with like security guys, I had guys with like, I told you the story. But is that really warranted though in today's life? Because I think there are this bunch of people who just do this for a living though.
Like controversial artists.
Yeah, just to do shit, just because they want to be heard. Or they never had it, like never left their mom's fucking bedroom.
Like that guy that Milo or somebody, Milo Katsisasis or something, and he's actually a little bit vile. I'm
but
sorry.
He's also extreme. No. You see, I gotta say no Milo though. He's disgusting. As a human
I find
being.
him a bit vile.
But
sorry.
Milo is not dumb.
No. He's making money. He's
making money doesn't mean he's smart.
I thought he was making money.
No. I'm sure he is making money somewhere, but it's not because he's making money that he's not smart. But I'm saying that he did Breitbart News. That's what Milo did, right? And he was the first gay, white, alt-right Nazi. That whole thing didn't even make sense to a lot of people in this whole world.
Well, I had a bass player who was Jewish, and he was a Nazi, and I was like, he's freaking for real, man. I'm like, what?
And this is what I'm trying to say. Now, this is where we're coming to, though, Jen, is the fact that I still believe in some way in my heart that this world is a better place, and you believe the same thing I believe in. I truly believe that, you know what, we're not that bad, but at the same time, we have the worst of the worst.
We're actually quite lucky here though, like in Singapore. I've got friends in Australia, and like the fighting starts when they're really young.
Yeah.
And that friction, like it starts when they're really young, and it doesn't stop.
Yeah.
So I'm quite grateful to be here where we'll hang shit on each other.
Yeah.
But
no,
it's very, very seldom true animosity. But maybe that's what they call subtle racism, or do you know what I mean? Maybe that's what they call it. But like with our close friends, it's okay in our tiny little. But
that's the thing, though,
Jen. Put it in a public space.
Well, why is it okay with the close friends? Like,
I don't know.
Because I just think
we
that
know each other. Because we know we don't mean it. Like if you and I were to start hanging shit on each other, we know it's a joke. We know we don't mean it. But it has to stay in the private.
But
space.
That conversation has to actually stop. Like for example, like I honestly believe I don't racially abuse anyone. I mean, I can't because I'm a minority, so it's very hard for me to do it, to be honest. And but connotations of that will happen regardless.
And
right?
it is present. It is present because
it's prevalent. Let's put it this way, yeah.
And you have to deal with it, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't make it a part of our company. We don't go and say like.
No.
Yeah, we joke about having teochew porridge and biryani. That's all
and
we
you
joke
call me
about.
alien.
I call you alien. You call me uncle. Yeah. Well, whatever.
But you see, that's what I mean. In our own space, right? I think it's.
But also, guys, the reason why I call her alien is because she carries a bag everywhere she goes.
No, it's because I actually am.
No, you're not.
And you are totally arbing
I'm
as
uncle.
well.
No, I'm uncle.
You're totally arbing with your bikes and stuff like.
A bike. What are you on about, man?
Yeah.
Anyways.
It's on a different episode. Yeah. So.
Put a picture up, Ganesh. Yeah. But going back to what we're talking about, I just think us as a society should get better.
Yes.
And I think.
And all of this is part of it, right?
I hope.
All of this stuff that we're talking about. I mean,
hope.
Imagine having this conversation 10 years ago. We wouldn't even have had it because all that awareness hasn't even filtered through. Yeah. And this conversation, all these conversations, they've become mainstream. And I think it's a very, very positive thing.
I think so too.
I think it's very positive. Yeah. Unfortunately, you know, with change, usually it's a little bit unstable at the start, and there's a lot of rah, 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 you know. But then if we can kind of like ride that curve, and then let's have some calm, you know, and understand where everybody's coming from, then okay, then we can try to like steer it
Yeah.
with less turbulence, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it for us tonight. Hey.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting a bit knackered as well.
Good night. Thank you for joining us.
Like, follow, subscribe. It's down there somewhere.
And thank you, the 3Ps, for letting us film here and disturbing.
Can I get where's Nat? Can I get Nat? Can I get the boss man? Boss man. And Nat, come here. Yeah. You gotta thank this man for letting
Thank
us host our podcast over here.
Okay, enjoy. Oh my god. Okay.
And you know what? Great shout out to 3Ps for letting us host this podcast. Have us have our chat, and we still paid for a drink, so he's useless. He's Chinese, so that's okay.
I get some shots here, man.
No. Support
All right,
local.
thank you so
Okay,
much.
support
We got the
local.
address for
that's why
3Ps
we're
in the video. In the video, follow and like, and we know exactly where we are. We are by the riverside, literally by the riverside, as you can see.
Robertson Key.
Robertson Key. All right, we got the address for you in the description below.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.